What is going on, YouTube people? Double video day. Again, this is 2 Fridays in a row. We've had a double video day. Today, excuse the poor image quality on the screen. This is a leaked PSA survey that was shared by Boston Card Hunter on a YouTube short that I snagged. If you got this PSA survey, and you have the link to the full thing, feel free to slide into the old DMs. But from just off the one slide that we have, there is some interesting little things in here. And do keep in mind, this is a survey. So this isn't necessarily this is going to happen. But as we've seen from past surveys, generally speaking, they come to fruition. And there's a lot of things that we don't know about this one. But this is a new membership tier to Collectors Club. It is called PSA Elite, it appears. So membership includes all the features of Collectors Club Premium, plus the things listed below. Now, what we don't know is price. So the premium membership on its own is $200. That includes the card ladder, $200 subscription, and the magazine and all that stuff, and a handful of other things. So we know this is at least $200 and probably a decent chunk more, because assuming all this stuff stays in, there's some pretty interesting little things in here. Off the top, you get both PSA magazines. You get sports and pop culture. For some people, that'll be a thing. For some people, it won't. Though some of the promos out of the TCG magazine sell extremely strong. Some of the magazines, if you're lucky enough to get one of the short printed ones, sell extremely strong. So you're slightly upping your chance for one of those two things. One free PSA grading credit at $25. So that's a little bit off your subscription. Possibly that's obviously a lower value card. This is an interesting one, and the devil would be in the details on this, because they don't list what the pricing, what the declared value is on this. 2 free looks for crossover submissions per year. So receive a free look on 2 non-PSA cards, so BGS, CGC, SGC, that you would like to cross to a PSA holder, and whether it would meet our specified minimum grade. That, depending on the declared value and what this thing is priced at, if you're a higher end collector, which this is spoilers, that's what this is probably geared towards, that alone could be pretty interesting. Especially if you could do it at the National. I mean, if I had 2 free looks, I have BGS slabs I would have them look at. They're like, I don't necessarily think they're going to cross. And I'm not willing to pay the fees to see if they would. But if you're telling me I get 2 included for free, then okay, sure, why not? Look at my Luca Blue Mosaic and my Green Tatum Prism that are in BGS slabs. They're like $1,000 cards. That's usually not enough to make it worthwhile. But if I just get them included for 2 shots, I would absolutely use those every year for sure. Discounted shipping, 25% off return shipping to home from grading. This is going to vary person to person. A lot of people now are just straight vaulting orders or just selling them directly or accepting PSA offers. And the value that you get out of this, which, let's be honest, if you're signing up for something like this, you're probably grading a lot of cards. That 25% could add up to actually a decent chunk of money by the end of the year, depending on how much stuff you're sending back and how much the grading order is and the shipping back is on it. But you're probably at least talking at minimum 25% off. I think most shipping coming back from PSA these days is like $40 maybe. It's been a hot minute since I sent anything home. So that adds up if you're sending a lot of stuff back and forth. So there's that to factor in. Dedicated customer service / concierge contact for any issues or help needed with PSA grading, PSA vault, and or PSA consignment. So I assume that means like their marketplace with the vaulting and via eBay and those sorts of things. So basically, you get to cut the line on customer service issues. So that's pretty interesting as well. VIP area at the National Card Convention. Dedicated submission intake for elite members. So I don't think this is like a lounge that you're going to chill in. It looks like it's a fast pass line. Dedicated submission intake for elite members. So it sounds like you will have your own. Basically, just like I'll hold off on talking about this. Let's hit the last point first. This is also an interesting one. Wonder how many NDAs you'll have to sign. Tour of PSA grading operations. Inside look of the grading processes at the Santa Ana, California or Jersey City, New Jersey offices. Huh. People always want to look behind the scenes, and there you go. You get one firsthand potentially. For some folks, it might be worth doing it just for that, just to get a peek behind the curtain. Obviously, you'll probably not be able to talk about what you see at all there. I would have to imagine to probably get in through the tour, you're probably going to have to sign paperwork that says you're not allowed to discuss anything that you saw on the tour publicly. But some people would probably pay for whatever this thing cost just for that alone. So this is essentially them taking the, insert whatever one you want here, airline model, Disney Fast Pass model, premium club, whatever, VIP experience, pick whatever one you want. It's them kind of catering towards a higher end customer, giving them some additional perks for being a customer at that company. Hey, you get an express line at the National, just like when you go to check your bags, first class passengers or elite members or whatever get to go in a separate line to check their bags and they don't have to wait in line at all. My wife travels a ton for work and she's a Marriott member, and she is whatever the highest Marriott status there is, she has that status. So she has like a personal concierge service she could call if she has issues with a room or needs help booking something or doing something, travel related, switching rooms, extending nights, all sorts of nonsense. She has a dedicated number that she could call to kind of move things around or whatever. I don't know how it works. She travels. I travel with her on occasion, not super often, but she has something like that. Now, in that case, she didn't necessarily pay for a membership for that. She earned enough points traveling so much that she earned that status. But it's still kind of the same thing. It's like when you go to Disney and you buy the Lightning Lane pass or whatever the hell they call it these days. It feels like they switch that service around every year. So it's essentially a added on membership catering towards, I'm assuming, higher end customers given or power users of PSA. I don't think most people are going to be signing up for this. Now, I could be wrong. Like I said, we don't know pricing, which that'll be my question for you all in the comments down below. What would, and maybe this was in the survey. I don't have the full survey. So like I said, if one of you all got it, feel free to ping me in the DMs. You can email me, whatever. What would you pay for something like this? Assuming the pricing on it. And like I said, I don't know what the pricing is on it, but so the normal premium collectors club membership is $200. If you have that, or you've been on the fence with it, what would you be willing to pay over that for something like this? I think that's really the key question. I actually myself personally don't even have a premium membership because I don't use Card Ladder a ton. I use mostly Market Movers for that sort of stuff. So I never saw the value of having the Card Ladder membership. Now this, even though I don't grade a ton, I would at least consider it just to have a few of those perks, depending on the price. If this thing's like $1,000, I don't want that. But it very well could be. Like I said, no idea. If you're submitting a lot, the 25% on shipping alone could save you a decent chunk of money if you have a ton of stuff going back and forth. And once again, the free look service, I think at the National, the PSA free look at minimum was a couple of $100 per card. So if you're just getting 2 of those for free every year, that's a decent chunk of change by itself. I don't know. As always, curious for your thoughts and comments down below. What do you think about PSA? Once again, potentially, can't stress that enough. This is not for sure happening, but possibly leaning into this elite status, whatever you want to call it, type thing for the PSA Collectors Club. I'm sure some people are going to be mad because I get comments about this on every PSA video about the current lack of specials for regular Collector Club members. And that has been a point of frustration for months that I see in the comment section. And I'm going to go back to the same thing. They're not going to offer specials if they don't have the runway for it. Like they can't offer a bulk special to Collectors Club members when bulk is already backed up. Y'all might not like that answer, but that's what they're going to tell you if you ask them. It's just, it would be stupid to do that. So we'll see what happens. You know, PSA Florida should be opening pretty soon. And then they'll be able to get that added volume in. Maybe that'll start clearing the deck on some things. And they could get caught back up again and get things relatively back to normal. But they have not been normal all summer. And I don't see it slowing down because Pokemon continues to stay red hot. That's all I got. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. See you Sunday for the weekly sports card market update. Peace.